Hello, and welcome, or perhaps, yes, welcome back to this Mr. TraveLux YouTube channel. Everything sandals and beaches. You are very welcome. We're so glad you're here. Today's video is about the top 5 sandal suites that I would book again in a heartbeat. And so let's go ahead and get into that. My name is Addison. I have the absolute pleasure to be the CEO and also founder of Reliant Destinations, which is one of the world's top digital service agencies for everything sandals and beaches. And so we're glad you're here. And as the CEO of Reliant Destinations, one of the things that I like to do is put my eyeballs on the things I'm telling you myself. So not just reading off of fact sheets too, but actually giving you some behind the scenes. So I've been to every single sandals and beaches resort many times, but more than that, I've also seen all of the rooms and suites, including all the newest renovations out there. So, and there's a lot more coming. So what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to talk to you about the top 5 that I love, that I've seen over and over and over, ones that I booked for my clients and ones which I would love to stay in again myself. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. Alright, so the top 5 sandal suites which I would book. So first of all, for this video, I am going to do them as butler suites. If you're someone that's newer to sandals, or maybe you need a reminder, there are 3 tiers at sandals. So you have the entry tier rooms, which are called luxury rooms. Those have all of the sandals inclusions, but you have 2 tiers which offer some extras, as we might say, on top of that. So the middle tier is club sandals, also known as the concierge tier on the beaches resort side. And then you have the butler elite program, which is the pinnacle. So the butler elite program, that is going to offer, yes, butler services as the name suggests, but it's also going to be the suites with the best positioning, the best views, and of course that service tier and unique amenities inside of it as well. So for the sake of this video, because all of the best of the best when it comes to suites are butler by default, just know that all 5 of these are going to be on the butler spectrum. So if you're someone that is looking for the cheapest entry-level room at sandals, maybe this isn't the video for you unless you just want to see something out of curiosity for the future. But if you're someone that likes to be absolutely amazed and is looking for the best of the best, or something just very unique to experience, you're definitely in the right place. It's definitely hard to rank these because there are so many great ones. And my team and I at Reliant Destinations, so we actually have helped tens of thousands of guests experience sandals and beaches. And so with that, yes, we have booked clients in every single room besides just seeing it myself. So that gives some client feedback as well for this ranking. So what we're going to start out with as our number 5 and work it down to number 1. Number 5 is going to be at Sandals Regency La Toc. This resort is a bit different to other resorts. Some of you that have been to this property will definitely understand what I'm talking about. Sandals Regency La Toc is a cliffside utopia, as I like to call it. So it is not something where it is one singular small flat resort, but it's broken up into villages that are sprawling across this cliffside gorgeous coast there in St. Lucia. And so it is definitely not your typical sandals experience from the way it is broken up, but it is absolutely lovely. And because it has cliffside views, yes, that means that some of the views on some of the top butler suites are truly unparalleled across the brands, in my opinion. I'm not going to give you a boring list of room codes and long names, but what I am going to say is that in terms of this resort at the butler tier, there are some cliffside pool options here, which are truly tremendous. So there's a couple different variants of these across different categories, but in general, these are going to have stunning panoramic views there on the coast of St. Lucia, have great opportunity for that sunset, that sunrise, but most importantly, just that relaxation, just looking out to the infinite Caribbean there. And so with these, they do have private pools on them, and in those pools, of course, you can see everything from there, besides, of course, the opportunity for the patio or balcony view as well. On these, I personally stayed in these 3 different times myself. I've really enjoyed them because for me, my idea of paradise, it comes with a really great view. You know, everyone has a different preference of vacation. You might think that because I work with sandals and beaches for a living that I am partial to beaches, but I actually love mountains. And so St. Lucia is a really close place to my heart, you could say, because that allows me to get the best of both worlds. Not only the fantastic beaches across these Caribbean destinations, but also the mountains that I would miss otherwise. And St. Lucia offers me both. So getting to have not only great beaches, but also this absolutely stunning view from these pools. I would even call them infinity pools, not glass infinity pools like we see at some other resorts, but definitely infinity pools in terms of one that you can lay your arms upon and you can just gaze out to the horizon. So if you're looking for something that is unique, it is romantic and has great views, and of course don't mind being positioned on the top of a cliff, this could be a fantastic option for you to consider. As we jump into number 4, I also want to mention that my team and I at Reliant Destinations, we do offer 100% complimentary concierge services. So you don't have to go through this journey alone in terms of choosing the best room and in terms of trying to know all the knowledge. There's a lot of nuances when it comes to sandals and beaches, which is why there are so many guests out there that use a travel expert. And so for us, we dedicate our lives to sandals and beaches, and everything we do is trying to make sure that our clients have vacation of their dreams, vacation of a lifetime. So you can reach out anytime at hello@reliantdestinations.com. Again, that's hello@reliantdestinations.com. We always say if you aren't reaching out, you might be missing out. So definitely do that, and we can guide you through not just one of these on this list, but really go and find what is perfect for you when it comes to your budget, your desires, and everything in between. But enough on that, let's go to number 4. For number 4, we are going to one of the most unique islands in the Caribbean, and we're going to the island of Curacao, where at the moment there is one Sandals Resort there. This is a very different culture and vibe to some of the other traditional Caribbean, as I might call it, because of one reason. So this is because this is a Dutch island. Yes, it means that even when you go out into the city there, that is very close to the Sandals Resort, by the way, in that city, you feel like you're in a mini Amsterdam. You see the Caribbean flair, but you also have some types of canals. You have the bright colors like you would see in Amsterdam. And it really is that perfect blend of Caribbean and European flair that all merges together. You see this in the resort too. You see a lot of European staff there, and you see a lot of European influence, not just in the staff, but also within the dining and the overall experiences of the island and resort itself. So very, very unique. But yes, there is one particular suite category which really blows my mind. I've stayed in it only once before, and I would love to stay in this again. So what is this, you might ask? These are the 𝗂𝚗𝐶𝗖 Butler bungalows, and these have one of the largest private pools I've seen. In fact, off the top of my head, from what I can think of this second, I believe these are the largest of all of the private pools out there with any of the private villas or the private suites on any Sandals resort, so not just this one. So with that, you of course have this great positioning right there along the beach. They're positioned in a really nice way that offers a lot of privacy, even though they are kind of stacked together. And with this, you have these beautiful, beautiful infinity pools with this gorgeous glass where honestly, when I was in one of these, I sat for probably at least 2 hours with my arms on the ledge there, just watching the sunset and just watching the world around it. Beautiful nature, some of the water life nearby, and of course, in the distance, of course, the wonderful sounds of enjoyment coming from the resort itself. So these are perfect if you like space. So these have a lot of space in them. They are very similar to some of the overwater ones, which we might talk about here in a minute. But I would say that these are going to be a little bit bigger. And of course, because they are land-based, have the opportunity to be attached to a humongous private pool, which of course has a lot of perks with that. So I absolutely love these. Of course, they do come with that full Butler Elite service as well. And might I mention your own Dutch bike if you're someone that wants to go and explore the property and enjoy that true hybrid experience of the Caribbean and the Dutch atmosphere. But I would definitely be amiss if I didn't put this in my list. So yes, again, these are the 𝗂𝚗𝐶𝗖 Butler bungalows at Sandals Royal Curacao. On to number 3. Number 3 is not a new concept exactly, but has been a redefined concept in recent times, and these are the sky pools. So if you are familiar with these room categories, these are oversized private suites that have your own pool that is attached to the edge of it, and these are typically elevated. They do exist on the first floor as well, but those aren't they're not sold as sky pools. They will be the exact same room layout as others, but typically those are just sold as something like a millionaire's walkout suite or something like that, depending on which resort it is in. So historically, we saw these for definitely some years in Barbados particularly. So Sandals Royal Barbados, there were some stunning ones, and I say were, still are. Also Sandals Grenada, that's where I've stayed in the most there, and those of course are stunning, but there's also a penthouse version we call the P-Sky, which has that penthouse panoramic view with, you know, just nothing interfering with it whatsoever to get those amazing views, and of course the utmost privacy as well with it. So we had those in Royal Barbados and had those in Grenada, but now we're seeing them come to more and more properties. And I would say stay tuned because you're gonna see these very soon at some new places. So as of this moment, we now have them at Sandals Negril. They are literally fresh off the finishing touches and the final audit as I speak of making this video. So Sandals Negril, they are beautiful. I have toured those before they were finished and just after they were finished, and have to say that the amenities, the ambiance in there, it is truly unparalleled. It is truly state of the art. So those are amazing. Also at Sandals Duns River, which opened in the last couple of years, there you have some beautiful ones as well. They are a little bit smaller private pools than some of the other ones, but they have that beautiful glass on them, and they of course have great beach views as well there at Sandals Duns River. There are some other ones being built right now. I prefer to kind of hold on to that until those get released, so definitely stay tuned, or if you want to know, go ahead and just reach out. Again, that's hello@reliantdestinations.com, and we can of course discuss what is coming further on that. But just know that this concept is going to be coming more in the very near future, and I'm very, very excited for that because these are very, very popular. They do sell out in advance, definitely though, so if you are thinking to book something, that perfect honeymoon, anniversary, or just a special vacation, you definitely want to look ahead as far as possible for this because these popular suites, they do sell out quickly. Before we dive into number 2, I want to also mention that we have some really cool tools that you definitely don't want to miss out upon. So these are some tools on our website, mycaribbeanluxury.com. So the first tool is called 𝗏𝗲. It's the world's very first 24/7 AI assistant for everything sandals and beaches. It has been trained on literally millions of data points about everything sandals and beaches. And of course, it's also trained to update itself regularly. So it's basically my brain downloaded into an assistant around the clock. It can offer a lot of assistance for those who choose to use our services at Reliant Destinations, but also could provide some general advice for those of you who might have booked direct or with a different agency, that sort of thing as well. So make sure to have a look at that. Again, that's our 𝗏𝗲 tool. We also have another really cool tool, which is a resort personality vibe checker, or a personality quiz, as you might call it, where you can answer a few questions and get an instant answer as to which the properties are best suited for you and what you're hoping to experience. So you don't want to miss out on that. Also, right now we're putting out a value checker tool for those of you who already booked and you just want to make sure you have the best value every single time. That's for our clients or really for anyone to use on there. And so you can use that as well. So make sure to don't miss out on those tools. I would be amiss not to talk about those for just a second. But now let's go ahead and get on to number 2 on this awesome 5-point list. Number 2 is going to be over at the Sandals Duns River, as we spoke about a few minutes ago. So Sandals Duns River, of course, is one of the newest Sandals resorts at the time of this video. It's the second newest of the whole portfolio. There are a lot of really cool innovations that happen there, and this was one of the true groundbreaking initiatives for Sandals in terms of testing new concepts that a lot of them caught on like wildfire, as you will see on some of the other videos on this channel. There's one particular suite which I really find dear here at this property, and so these are called the 𝗂𝗂𝗏 Sky Rendezvous Villas. There are 2 different variants of this. There's one that doesn't have the sky part, and there's one with the sky. So I'll explain the difference. So you might be familiar with the rendezvous concept of Sandals. So these are conical structures with 20-foot ceilings that in the conical shape. They go fully around in a 360-degree situation, and most of them also lead out to their own private pool or a lagoon, depending on which one of the resorts they're in. There are some older variants of this. For example, Antigua is one of the first places these were tested many years ago. Those are a little bit smaller, a little bit dated, but then you find them that are also very new and modern and have the state-of-the-art amenities at many of the properties. Even, for example, Sandals Resort that we spoke about a while ago, there are some brand new ones there. I stayed in those about a week after they were opened and was truly blown away because you could tell that all of the best innovative practices of Sandals 2.0 were put into those. So at Sandals Dunn's River with the 𝗂𝗏𝗄 ones, these are very unique. So yes, they lead out into a nice lagoon, but even further, they alternate back and forth between the standard version and the sky version. So the sky version is going to be a flat roof on top of this. And with the flat roof on top of this 𝗲𝗏𝗋, it has a sky deck. And it has a telescope on there. In fact, there's even butlers that are trained in the resort to be your star guides, that they understand the constellations, how to view a lot of stars and different planets there in the nighttime, and can point them out to you. And so if you're someone that loves that kind of thing, well, you definitely want to keep that in mind. But also there is a full bar on top of it as well. There is a lounging deck. It's great for suntanning, for reading a book, for just hanging out. And it's even large enough to host your own little party if you are traveling with a group. So I always mention, if you are someone that's going with a small group, or maybe you're going with a wedding group, you could easily have 20, 25 people up there in terms of having your own little private cocktail reception or something like that. So definitely consider that for any special occasion, something really nice, something unique, or if you are traveling with the group and want to be the kind of go-to hosts in terms of that group situation there in the resort. All right, now winding up for number one. Yes, number one is the over-the-water structures, the over-the-water villas, the over-the-water bungalows at Sandals. So we find these at a few different resorts, and there are more that are being built, and I am so excited about these because these truly are what I consider the pinnacle experience at Sandals. They are not cheap, but do they represent good value? I believe they do, because there is so much that is included. Amenities you don't find in other rooms that are there, but also just the positioning of them. They are the most private by far, and of course most prestigious of any room across any Sandals and Beaches resort. So we see them, for example, Sandals Royal Caribbean, which has its own private island. And on that private island, you have some bungalows and some villas there. And these are oversized. They have their own private boardwalk with security control. And you can even have your private water transfers back and forth between just right there off of your own private dock, essentially, and the mainland resort itself around the clock. So you have easy access there, but also the ability to truly have that very discreet, private, intimate stay. And I might mention as well, those amazing, amazing views from the back of those villas and bungalows. The difference there, yes, in terms of the bungalows and the villas, they're Royal Caribbean. The villas are going to have a little private pool attached to them as well, along with a little hammock. So those are something you definitely want to consider if you're looking for a over-the-top experience and want to have an all strings, all stops pooled moment there with someone you love at Sandals. These don't stop at Royal Caribbean though. You'll also find these over at Sandals Grand St. Lucian. They're a little bit different. Those are going to be off of a singular boardwalk at the furthest point of the resort, which offers a lot of seclusion and privacy with that as well. There's also a lot of cabanas along that boardwalk just to have a really relaxed, private time. And there's going to be a lot fewer of those at Sandals Grand St. Lucian. They're a tiny bit smaller as well, but also are pretty good value for money, in my opinion, compared to some of the other bungalows and villas that are over the water with Sandals. So definitely don't forget that exists at Sandals Grand St. Lucian. My personal favorite ones are over at Sandals South Coast, which at the time of this video are being refurbished entirely after the hurricane, but are going to be amazing when they're finished beyond belief. So these are in a wonderful heart shape that is there on the south coast of Jamaica in White House, Jamaica. And these, again, have their own private boardwalk to lead out to that heart-shaped boardwalk that goes all the way around, just having those private villas surrounding them in the whole degree. And each one of those, they are oversized, they are modern, they have great views, and again, amazing amenities that only exist for this tier of room in the resort. And with those, of course, you have that 24-hour butler service, and the butlers there are specifically trained for these bungalows, and that is kind of the most envious job a butler can have, is to be assigned to those, because you have truly the best of the best when it comes to the butlers for that butler program for those over the water villas. you definitely want to keep your eye on what's coming on those. And as soon as we get some more information in terms of the latest refurb and whenever the first visuals come out of that new grand opening for the absolutely reimagined Sandals South Coast Resort at the end of this year, definitely stay tuned on this channel because we'll be the first people in there to take new footage for you. We'll be the first people to get some information, and of course the first people to just release everything you want to know about this property, and also the Sandals Montego Bay and Sandals Resort Caribbean, which are also reopening at the end of 2026. So make sure to look on the channel for information regarding those exciting reopenings. But my friends, whichever one of these really strikes your fancy, or if we're going to do something on the more budget end of the spectrum, our goal here at Reliant Destinations is to give you the stay of a lifetime. So don't hesitate to reach out if you want the best service, the best expertise, and of course the best value every single time. We operate on the back end of the Sandals systems, and we have an on-the-ground team in the Caribbean, an all-Jamaican team, and we are there to support anyone across the USA and Canada who is thinking to have a spectacular vacation at Sandals or beaches. Thank you so much for taking a moment to watch this video again here on the Mr TraveLux YouTube channel. Please do take a moment to like this video and of course subscribe for endless more content about everything sandals and beaches. It's been a pleasure to have you here today, and I cannot wait to see you back here on the channel. And of course, I even hope that we cross paths in one of these spectacular resorts one day. We'll see you around next time. Take care.